this up. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Heidi from My Reading Life, and I'm here today to film a small book haul. So I've accumulated a bunch of books over the last several months, and I thought I would take these few minutes that I have before I have to leave for my niece's graduation and talk about them. Before we start that, I want to say Happy Mother's Day to everyone who's celebrating that holiday today. It is Mother's Day here in the United States. I celebrated by buying 3 new books that are on their way to me from Amazon. So happy Mother's Day to me. Now, let's see. The first 2 books I want to talk about are books that have been lent to me by friends. Well, one by a friend and one by my mother. So the first one is Think Like a Freak by Stephen D. Leavitt and Stephen J. Dubner. This is in their series that started with Freakonomics. I really like these books. They're basically short little essays about different topics that you might not really have thought about very much. This one, you know, they basically touch on every kind of subject, and at first, when I first picked up Freakonomics, I thought it was mostly going to be economic type things, and they do touch on economic type things, but they touch on like every kind of issue you can imagine. There's also a podcast that goes along with this, but I really enjoy these nonfiction, and I find them fun, and my friend lent this one to me, so I need to get to it soon. And then my mother lent me Silver Sparrow by Tayari Jones. Now, I just read An American Marriage and did not like it, which I talked about in my last video. But this is Tayari Jones's first novel. My mom read it and she liked it. She didn't love it, but she liked it. And I did like Tayari Jones's writing enough to give her another try. So we shall see. Then I have another book that was given to me, generously sent to me all the way from Japan, from Sean the Book Maniac. This is Lanark by Alasdair Gray. This is a Scottish novel. I don't know anything about it except that Sean said that there was the main character, or a character in here gets like some kind of has something happen to him where he develops dragon scaling all over his body, and that sounded to me like the not Stephen King, the other King, Stephen King's son, Joe Hill, wrote a book called, which I'm not even remembering, I'll try to remember to put the picture up here, The Fireman, that's what it was. Joe Hill wrote a book called The Fireman that was about a disease, a pandemic which happened where people developed this dragon scale disease, and so it reminded me of that. And so Sean very kindly sent me this book all the way from Japan, and I will be picking this one up at some point, but this is quite a cover right here. Wild. So we shall see. I believe Mel from Mel's Bookland Adventure read that too. I think maybe they buddy read it and Sean ditched it, but Mel read it and liked it. So we shall see. The next 2 books I received from paperbackswap, which is a online website where you can post books to swap with other people that are members of that site. And I've been a member there for many, many, many years. I don't get very many books. I'm not super active on there anymore, but these 2 books were on my wish list and they finally came in. This is Housekeeping versus the Dirt by Nick Hornby. Nick Hornby used to write a column of like sort of book reviews, cultural commentary for a magazine in the UK, and he has several of these collections of his columns, and I really enjoy them. I find them quite amusing and fun, so looking forward to that collection of essays. And then I have a mystery book here in a long-running series that I have been collecting. This is A Bat in the Belfrey by Sarah Graves. This is a cozy mystery series that takes place in Eastport, Maine. Sarah Graves is a Maine author, and her main character in this series is Jake Triptree. Jake is a retired financial advisor who fled basically to this small town in Maine because she was disillusioned with her work, and she buys an old house in Eastport and starts to fix it up. And of course, in every installment, there's a mystery that she has to solve. I live quite nearby the real Eastport, and I can tell you that we have nowhere near as many unsolved murders or mysterious deaths as take place in this series. But they're super fun. There's a wide range, wide cast of characters throughout the series that are super fun, and they really do give you a nice touch of what small town Maine life really is like. So I do recommend this if you like cozy mystery series. The first book in the series is Dead Cat Bounce, which evidently is a financial term. The next 3 books and the last 3 books I have to talk about today are books that I just got last weekend at the used bookstore. I traded in some books and had some credit, and so of course I couldn't just let that stand. I had to get some new books. And the first one I picked up was Bel Canto by Ann Patchett. I had read and really enjoyed State of Wonder by Ann Patchett, which I've talked about, I think, several times in different videos. And then several people have recommended to me that I would probably like Bel Canto as well. I believe this one takes place in a South American country at a party when some terrorists come in and hold the whole group hostage, and then what happens after that. So looking forward to that. And in honor of Asian Readathon Month, I picked up The Joy Luck Club by Amy Tan. I really like this cover. This is the 25th anniversary edition. I have never read The Joy Luck Club, if you can believe it, so I am interested, and I've heard nothing but great things about this book. I believe it follows 4 different Chinese women, basically, who are members of the same Mahjong club? Yes, Mahjong club. And so don't know anything else about it but want to read it. And then this one I picked up, I had never heard of before. This is Operating Instructions, A Journal of My Son's First Year by Anne Lamont. I have heard many people speak of Anne Lamont as a very good essay writer. I don't know that I mix her and Ann Patchett up all the time. And I don't think I've read anything by Anne Lamont. Let me just look here. No. I'm pretty sure I haven't, but, Bird by Bird by her is everybody praises as a wonderful essay collection. And this one I saw for only $5, and so I picked it up. I read the first page or so, and I just thought, yeah, I think that would be good, and I would really like to try her writing, and this is a good opportunity. So I grabbed that one. So that's what I've picked up recently, or actually over the last several months. I've been trying very hard to limit my my book purchasing, as you know, because I've been trying to read books that I already own in physical format that I have on my shelves here, and have been, struggling to do that between library books that I can't seem to stay away from, and now I've joined Scribd, and I can't stay off of that either. So I am always distracted by the new and shiny, but I also really want to read these wonderful books that I have bought and sit here on my shelves looking at me, and these are some more that I hope to be getting to soon. Let me know in the comments down below if you've read any of these books, and if you have, if there are any there that you would recommend I read sooner rather than later. I hope you're all having a wonderful day, and I will talk to you later.